Alright, Shalom, Carlo, Yabashi, Yamsha. Shalom to the lake. This is a quick video. I ain't want to expound on this too much. No, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 3. And the scripture says, no new thing under the sun. That which has been done shall be done anon. In verse 1, it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh had made. Now, let's talk about serpent. You have people, they really don't properly interpret this the right way. They think of a snake or a lizard or some type of dragon or some shit slithering around. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about a snakish, I'm talking about snakish, so like a snakish person, a person that do snake-like things. Let's look at this definition real quick. Because I typed in serpent definition, but it was trying to give me some other nonsense that it don't normally pull up, so let me just type in this right quick. Make sure my lens clear. Now, of course, it gives you the main one that people know, because it's synonymous with this word serpent, the word snake. It says a long, limbless reptile which has no eyelids, short tail, and jaws that are capable of considerable extensions. Some snakes have a venomous bite. That's why it's key when you read these scriptures. You have to know one word could mean 2 or 3 things, or more. Depends on what language you're saying, whether it be in English, whether it be in Latin, Greek, or Hebrew. Now it says venomous bite, so order Ophidia, or serpentes, serpentize. Got that word serpent right there. Order Squamata, many families. Now you go to the second definition. It says a treacherous person or deceitful person. Now, when you go back to the book of Genesis and they talk about that serpent, they weren't talking about no damn snake sliding around talking to people. They was talking about that what? Treacherous or deceitful person. Because what did the serpent do? Deceive Eve. Now, when he wrote, go on some more, it says, and he said unto the woman, he said, not no damn snake said. I remember when I was young, I used to hear that story. I knew something was off. I had to get a little older and figure it out. Well, I knew something was off when I was younger. I ain't know when a snake talk. Now it says, and he said unto the woman, yeah, have God said you should not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees. And you gotta think about this too. Ain't no woman talking to no fucking snake. She finna haul ass. She finna run. She not. Woman see a snake, she gonna go call on the man to come kill it. But it wasn't no actual snake. It was a treacherous, deceitful person. Now, it says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh have said, you should not eat of it. Neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you should not surely die. But Yahweh doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil, which when you actually go through these scriptures and understand why we go through most of this stuff, it's a learning lesson. Because once that happened, which it was ordained for it to happen anyway, we had to learn, okay, you know your woman gonna come to you with all type of nonsense. Put your foot down, because Adam could have put his foot down, but he didn't. Put your foot down and make sure you stick to what the Most High tells you to do. You know what's right. You know how to judge situations and scenarios. You know how to maneuver. As a man, you should anyway. You know what it says. And that don't mean don't listen to your woman, but you got to know when your woman fucking up and going off, put her in her place in a proper manner. Now it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. And even still to this day, you got women, they be in all these different philosophies. And 1 minute she a Muslim, 1 minute she a Buddhist, 1 minute she practicing, what's the other shit they be practicing? I'm trying to think of it. Hinduism, that's what that shit is. They be practicing that shit. They be into all types of stuff. And if you're weak, You're a weak man and you ain't grounded. A woman will have your ass thinking you're a Hindu, believing in a damn elephant with 80 arms and shit. But it says when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Now, Adam would have put, like, hold up, what you bringing me? Like, what this is? We ain't supposed to be dealing with this. See, that was a learning lesson. So, now we know what's good and what's evil. So, how you should carry yourself. The Most High gave us that room to maneuver, carry ourselves a certain way. Now, I ain't gonna read the rest of this. I'm sure other people are familiar with the story, but if you're not, you should read it and try to really understand it. The reason why I want to pull this out, though, because once again, you got, let's see, go to this video real quick. I just had it up. Let me refresh it real quick. Now you got this serpent with Eve right here. Ain't nothing new, man. How you think this scenario is gonna turn out? This ain't gonna be good. And they try to play on people's emotions. Cause people see that and be colorblind. They don't be thinking about the inner part. They think about the outward part more so than the inner. So Esau know how to play with our emotions and do what? And be what? A treacherous and deceitful person. So let me see. Let me go to this other precept. I'm in this off. Like I said, I don't want to stretch this out too much. Just happened to see that, and I'm like, hey, here go Esau with this nonsense again. It's been in the news a lot lately anyway. And that'll allow them to slide other judicial stuff, laws, and all type of other nonsense into place too. They can help put somebody in a position, and the people that they help put in position, they're gonna listen. Let me see. Go to this real quick in the book of, I want to say it's in the book of Jeremiah, if I'm mistaken. But now my browser wanna act crazy for some reason. All this 5G and extra stuff out. It shouldn't be doing this. Give me a minute, let me let this load up. So lucky, I know my screen a little blurry. I'm phone in my pocket earlier. I was cleaning up some stuff too, and taking it in and out of my pocket. I know people, they want to see motion picture films and shit, but it's ain't for that though. I'll make sure it's a little clear. The book of Isaiah, Salaki. Book of Isaiah, chapter 3. See, I want to scroll down to. And this, and then all this for people that lack a little, like, hope, because people still ask why people go through all this stuff. just read on down. This book Isaiah chapter 3. And let's see. Start at verse 2. It says, the mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain, the fifty, and the honorable man, the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. It says, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. Now, our people, this is talking about our people. Let me go back real quick, because this video is still playing. Because we weren't just no niggas, we weren't just no wetbacks and no spicks or whatever other little names they call our people. Our people were mighty men, men of war, judges, prophets, prudent men, ancient men. They had a lot of ancient wisdom. Captains of 50, honorable men, counselors, artificers, eloquent orators. But since we went off, the Most High allowed children to be their princes, our princes, so to speak, and babies to rule over us. And I said, the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. And that's what you see going on. Like, you see younger people, they don't really listen to what older people say, so to speak. They don't take the time to just listen a little bit. And then vice versa. You see people that have less want a few with those who have a little bit more of their own kind, and vice versa. People that have more, they just be trying to just stunt on the ones that's base or lowly, so to speak, instead of try to enlighten them, edify them, try to help build them up, which everybody don't really want that anyway, but you can still try to. Now it says, when a man shall take hold of his brother in the house of his father, saying, thou hast clothing, be our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand, and that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for my house is neither bread nor clothing, make me not a ruler of the people, for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord. That's why. You ask the question, they in there. You just got to know to look at it. It says to provoke the eyes of his glory. The shoe of their countenance doth witness against them. And they declare their sin is Sodom. They hide it not, on to their soul, for their reward of evil unto themselves. And that's one thing. I'll be looking at different videos and stuff online. I'm sure you, other Akin, you men see it too. Like, women don't take accountability for their actions, but men don't either, though. Because we the leaders, we the head. Whatever we allow, that shit gonna go. So you gotta take accountability for what we allow. You allow that shit, you dealing with certain women and they doing certain stuff, that's because you allowed that shit. And then that just trickle on down. So yeah, we gotta be accountable for our shit too. Now it says, let me read on some more. It says, say ye to the righteous, that it should be well with them. They shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given. As for my people, children of their oppressors, and women rule over them. And that's a prime example of what this is, right? Let me go back to that. Children of their oppressors. When you see this damn devil, we be acting like a little child for real. And women rule over us. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you really can't do. This is a little inside joke. No, it says, the Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten of the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. And you got a lot of people, man, they actually know this information that I'm giving out, but they're using it in a way to capitalize on people. Like, let's say I'm making these videos, right, and I'm like, okay, if you want to hear the rest of this, you got to sign up for my class and buy this book that I wrote. That's going off. You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to get that info out. The Most High gonna bless you anyway. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. You gotta charge nobody for no breakdowns or no books on certain information. But you have people to do that, though. That's why I say the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that you beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor? saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. And see, this going into something else. I ain't even gonna go into that. That just goes into why 7 women gonna take hold of 1 man. Because, hey, and it's not just talking about any man. It's talking about a man that got some integrity, some honor, morals, values, and principles, and actually carrying himself a certain way. Got some safety. Got that safety net, that comfort around it. And a lot of these other so-called mighty men and all these other niggas they be chasing around, once they get jacked up out here, then they gonna be looking for that shelter and that comfort. But that ain't what this precept was really mainly about, but that's what it's going to. Isaiah chapter 3, then Isaiah chapter 4. But the main thing is, what I want to bring out, nothing new under the sun. Got the serpent with Eve. Got women ruling over our men. And it was our fault too, because we allowed that shit. So, hey, man, gotta tighten up, clean up the act, conduct themselves a certain way. And the Most High is gonna try you out, see how you really is. See if you're really about that life, like people talking about being about that life. The Most High gonna see if you about that life. Like the scripture say, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And I don't mean you're gonna get one test and that's it. Them tests gonna keep coming. Keep you on your toes, so I just want to bring this out since I've seen this online. Adawan, righteous, edifying. Call Yahweh Shem Shah, and Shalom to the light.